Hi everyone and welcome to the Missed Apex Championship fun race. Although it's not the serious guts out affair of the F3, damage is generally turned off. These are still point scoring rounds as a total for the Fun Cup. So these final races all go towards a 6-round championship in their own right. And today we're having a crack at some tin tops as Missed Apex podcast prepares to swarm some endurance events. So you'll have to forgive me a little bit. I'm not overly familiar with these cars, but the faster car of the two with the slopey front is a Riley LMP car, and this is something that we're using because it's free and something that will familiarize our drivers to sort of LMP2 driving. The other car that will be in this multi-class event is a little slower. There's not a great deal in it. Is the Cadillac, I'll find out the name. It's the Cadillac CTS V race car, and that is a GT3 car as well. We fully expect the fastest of the Cadillacs to be right up in the mix in the midfield of the Rileys as well. So I think we'll start off looking at the front, I think, Ellen. We'll see what these Riley LMP cars get up to.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they go. And yeah, with the mix at the back then a bit later on, when we've got the Cadillacs coming into play, especially, like we mentioned earlier with Luca Harrison.
How far do you reckon he'll get through? He'll get through the Riley. So I think he's going to finish top 5, top 6 overall. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, it's difficult to call, isn't it? After what we've seen tonight, you want him to be up there. I think he'll give it a good go. Whether he'll hold, as we've seen, that's been his issue. He's worked his way up very well, and then maybe let the excitement or the pressure get a little bit too much for him, and then we've seen him come tumbling back down. But fingers crossed he doesn't, because we'd love to see a Cadillac up there fighting with the Rileys.
I think in cricket we call that a rush of blood. There's 10 seconds till the green light. We're focusing on John Lang ahead of Gregory Leader. There's the pace car up front, and for the Cadillacs, Harrison will act effectively as our pace car for that. He's under instructions to keep them, I think, 5 seconds off the back of the pack. So I don't know how this works. I guess the pace car just leaves at some point. Yes, the pace car is on its way. Yeah, we've got yellow flags, and there's quite a distance back to the Cadillac, so we'll just focus here on the front. And it's always difficult in this form of racing, Ellen, with the pace car. You just desperately don't want to hit someone and be the guy that that knocks people out actually on the parade lap. And the pace car's in. Sorry, the pace car's in. We're about to go green, I believe, so John Lang effectively becomes the pace car, and there'll be no overtaking before the old start-finish straight. And there we go, that's the green flag, and they're off and away. And that's Lang, he's got a clean start. Leader's going to get swallowed up by flag there. And Lang's actually got himself a bit of a lead, Ellen, and out of the chaos.
Yeah, I think Dobertsberger just got caught up in all of that and just flew off to the side. Just got a bit tangled. I think he was making some risky moves to get up there a bit more. So he's out the battle now.
Dobertsberger hit me in the F3 race, so yeah, we're anti-Dobertsberger.
There you go.
Gregory Leader.
Whose fault is it? Immediately Dobertsberger.
Kyle Power immediately up to 3rd place, but he's gone off wide. Oh no, come on, Kyle. He's getting swamped. He's lost about 5 or 6 places there.
He was looking quite aggressive at the start, but this is one of those races you've got to get the balance between aggression and just staying safe. It's a very slim line when you're trying to gain positions, when you're trying to work your way up.
So looking up front, Gregory Leader is closing immediately on John Lang. There is a gap of half a second. I've got a feeling that is going to be very 0.0 seconds very shortly, as Gregory Leader is chewing up that gap. But if you keep an eye on Andy and Lucas and Alex and Garen in that battle, Ellen, I think we'll have our bases covered.
Yes.
And it's remaining at 0.5, so good on John Lang there. And I suggest watching Andy Flagg on the broadcast, because he's got Lucas with him for company, and Drillsmelt is also all over the back of him. Andy Flaggy in that hot pink. That always reminds me of my wedding. My cravats were hot pink. It's a true thing.
What a comment. Love it.
Yeah, I know. Well, I like to bring a personal touch to the commentary.
Yeah, exactly. Why not?
All right, let's have a little look at what's going on with the Cadillacs. And we have got, as expected, Harrison out front going past a spinning Riley. And in fact, that is Dobbitsberger right at the back in the Riley spinning. So Harrison has got through about 4 or 5 of the Rileys at the moment, and he's coming up behind Matt Cook. And we've got Stephen Williams about a second and a half behind. So yeah, let's keep an eye out for Harrison to see how much of a mess he can make of a Riley race. And Gregory Leader now all the way up behind John Lang. So this is the battle for the lead. He's going round the outside of Luffield. I think that's Luffield. I haven't paid much attention to what the track layout is at the moment, but he's right behind him. And I don't know what the toe effect in these Rileys is, but he doesn't seem to be getting a massive drag. He's having a little sniff down the inside. Dubs in behind, but that's into Copse. Right, so we're now going down the old start-finish straight.
Harrison's absolutely throwing the car around. He is taking no prisoners. Just absolutely going for it. Love to see it.
Okay, so hopefully we'll see him coming and making a mess of the Rileys. Up the inside. I've forgotten everyone's name. Up the inside goes Leader for the lead of the race, but John Lang goes actually the long way round and holds on to it, and they're starting to lap Cadillacs now. So some blue flags will be being shown, and we'll see what effect that has on Leader. Is he playing a patient game? No, he's not. He's down the inside. Oh no, he's been forced the long way round, around Luffield, avoids a spinning Cadillac, and Andy Flagg's caught up with the lead battle. Andy Flagg is not out of this race. Up the inside. And if they keep fighting like this, Drillsman's going to be there as well. So now look at that. Leader's really had to worry about Andy Flagg, and he's lost touch now. He's going to have to just calm down and settle down. So often in those battles, Ellen, you can just get flustered and then just start compounding your errors.
Yeah, but if there's someone who's got experience of battles tonight, it is Gregory Leader. He has found himself in amongst a fair few battles this evening and is not one to give up too easily, as we've seen already. He'll stick to it here, as we're seeing now. You know, he's launching attacks still. He won't want to give up.
Yeah, he's going around the outside of Beckett's. Andy Flagg, a bit of a wobble there. And when you see the wobble from that car in front, you think, oh, no, maybe this might not be the one. This might not be the opportunity. But holding very close to Flagg around them.
Yeah, you if you're in Leader's position and you're waiting to launch an attack and you just see the car in front, just sort of give it a bit. You don't, you want to stay out of trouble, don't you? I mean, usually what you would. We don't mind if they do get themselves into little situations here and there in this race, do we?
And the people in a great situation, if we can switch to Malden and Power, Kyle, Lucas and Richard are in a big battle. Oh no, Malden's gone completely wide. Surely there's a slowdown there. As we see Kyle and Lucas slowing each other down, otherwise they'd have a much better run at them. Looks like a big long stab of the brakes there for Malden as he heads down the Wellington Straight. So that's the shortcut before Maggots and Beckett's. Down the Wellington Straight, under the bridge, into Beckett's and Luffield. And let's have a see if Carl wants to have a look down the inside. Carl is such an aggressive racer, Ellen. He's such a nice bloke in real life. But look at that. He's had a proper nudge at Malden there. And who have they swallowed up? Batten. So it's now a 4-way fight for 5th position.
Isn't he one of the greatest, just contradictions of himself? It's brilliant, because I remember, there's been plenty of times where we've spoken to him on the pod, or, I've got him on the radio, and he is the nicest guy. And tonight in particular, he has had so much aggression when he's racing. And it hasn't even been, he's been that defensive. It's all been aggression from Carl tonight.
It's all been attack. So Malden did get a slowdown there, but he was so slow that he didn't actually have to serve a penalty. That's fantastic. And up front, we're seeing Andy Flagg now has got past Gregory Leader. John Lang has disappeared down the back, and he's having a scuffle with a Rothmans liveried caddy. So I'm going to assume that is Colin Ward as well. But he's in a bit of trouble. Let's see, hang on, who's that behind Leader? That's Lang. So it's Leader and Lang, and Andy Flagg now looks like he's got a commanding lead up front. I'm expecting that to increase. Leader holding off Lang for the moment. Drillsma with the fastest lap as he makes his way past Colin Ward there. He's keeping himself out of trouble. Barry Kemp is on his own. Malden has managed to shake off Lucas and Kyle. But that's the battle I'm watching at the moment, Ellen, is Carl Power, who's gone back. And you're right, I think that aggression hasn't served him that well on this occasion.
No, it doesn't always pay off, but he's not losing aggression. It's not like he's getting worn out, just chipping away at it.
No.
He will back, and he will keep chipping away, and he'll keep biting, as we're seeing now. He'll just keep chipping away, he'll wait, and he'll be right in the midst of it.
Okay, so he's right up behind Malden into Luffield. Malden in the shiny gold livery. Who does he think he is? Who's that? And that's Lucas still with them. Yeah, he's gold. Oh, have I not got my trading paints on? The race director's telling me it's green. We're not gonna, oh my gosh, look how nose to tail they are, regardless of the colour. Malden, Lucas and Kyle all heading down to, I've lost track of where they are on the track, Ellen.
I've got no clue. They're just going round. They're just going round.
You know, oh no, Kyle's dropped it. He's dropped it going into the Wellington Straight. And this is the old Silverstone National Circuit. When they do that cut through to the Wellington Straight, there's a little bit of a bump, and if you catch it wrong, you're off. As Lucas goes down the inside of Richard Malden, is he going to make it stick round Beckett's? Malden's gone the long way round. He's given himself way too much room to travel, and he's having to slot in at Beckett's. God, that battle's is ruined now. It's gone, I think.
There'll be plenty more. There'll be plenty more.
Oh, John Lang's had a bit of a mare. I wonder what's happened to him as he gets up behind Colin Ward. Is it Colin causing chaos with all these Rileys as a lone Cadillac? So he must be winning then. No, he's not. Oh, he's a lap down. Oh, Ward, a lap down.
Yeah, what we've got, the situation we've got here is, especially with the two classes, is there's so many lap drivers at this point. It's hard to keep track of who's and where to.
We've got Drillsma is now actually on the hunt. So Drillsma is now the threat for the lead for Andy Flagg. I don't know what happened to him in qualifying, but Drillsma is in the Rothmans Racing Riley LMP car, making his way past one of the caddies. And that gap is 2.3 seconds to the lead, so we'll keep an eye on that. Gregory Lead is still in the mix, looks safe for a podium. And we've still got that battle going on, though, between Malden and, help me out with the pronunciation, Raskowitz. I'm going to remember that forever. Those letters don't add up to that, but I will try. Raskowitz and Malden. Oh, Malden's off! Oh, just some bigging up that battle. Malden's off and is back behind Power. So, in the battle for the lead, Ellen, it is now 1.8 seconds the gap.
I'm just looking back at Harrison, and he's sort of alone, he's by himself at the minute. And I would really like to see him get a bit further up and really put pressure on those Rileys sort of at the back of the field, but he's quite far back at this point. But yeah, I'd love to see him in the mix.
Let's watch that gap, because it's 6 seconds from Harrison to a pack of about 4 Rileys as well. So let's see how that gap develops. Up front though, I think Drillsma is the guy to watch, because it is now 1.5 seconds to Andy Flagg. So maybe something happened to Drillsma at the beginning then, because he has got an outstanding pace. I see what's happened. His qualifying lap was poor. We're halfway through this race now, and oh my goodness, no! Drillsma's had to avoid a back marker, I think, and that's going to affect our battle as flying through goes Gregory Leader. So Gregory Leader's now second in this race, and that is no way Drillsma's fault. Oh, I don't know if you've got an instant replay there, Button Uncle Steve. It's already running apparently, so you guys are seeing that instant replay. Oh, poor Drillsma, can he gather himself up? Because the thing is, Helen, when that happens, it's so hard to not just like be stomping your feet and going, it's so unfair. It's unfair.
I think, especially it's a fun cut race, isn't it? So I think it is a bit easier just to move on and try and keep battling and moving forward. Just seeing Carl Power get tangled up a bit with one of the Cadillacs as well. It is so easy at this point. Like I said, there's so many Cadillacs here being lapped and just getting in the way.
Well, that's multi-class racing, and that's what we're trying to get used to.
Exactly.
Drillsma down the outside of Beckett's, looking for way through, and there's a Cadillac in the way again. So that plan of going round the outside has been somewhat hampered. Oh, but there's a Riley on the left that's hampered Leader now as well. Oh, look at that! Either side of a Cadillac through Luffield, and Leader holds it, puts a wheel on the gravel. That is wonderful, and that is the joy of multi-class racing. That's what people rave about when they talk about it.
Oh no! Oh.
Breathe.
Just watch him Malden go off through, just over the grass. Off he goes on a little jaunt.
I tell you what, Raskowitz, Power and Malden have had some right adventures back there.
love it though. Absolutely love it. Off we go. Little stroll over the grass.
So Andy Flagg's been completely let off the leash here. He's got a 3.5 second lead. It's now all about second place with Gregory Leader and Drillsma. Leader going down the outside of Beckett, forcing Drillsma to take a tight line, which he holds. His spotter's going to be telling him there's clear space on the right-hand side of the track that he occupies, and keeps it pinned through Luffield. I don't know who's the fastest out of these two, to be honest, Ellen. They're just swapping and trading lap times. It feels like whoever's up front just seems to choke up a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is such a difficult one at this point. But yeah, it's good to see everyone getting in the mix and getting involved. You know, everyone's sort of paired off at this point into little battles, haven't they?
Yeah, it's like a little party. It's like 2 a.m. at the Hippodrome is what it is.
There's not too many people sort of out there on their own. I say probably Harrison's probably the one who is, but obviously that's just mostly due to the mix of cars that we've got. Although, who's that? Stephen Williams just charging, absolutely charging to the back of Harrison.
I don't know what to watch because that's a three-way battle for the lead of the Cadillacs.
That's the thing. Yeah, no, I've just clicked onto that and just saw Williams absolutely trying to throw an attack around the outside of Harrison.
The leader's in the mix, so they're a lap down. And that is Andy Flagg in the mix there, and Michael Holler is the third place Cadillac behind. So it's Harrison in the police car livery, isn't it?
Yeah. So Harrison, he's made Andy Flagg's making his way through just about, which is surprising considering some of these Cadillacs haven't been too good at letting the Rileys through. But yeah, that attack, just Williams lunging. Here we go again. He's just trying to get any opportunity to get around the outside of Luke Harrison, isn't he?
Do you know what? Luke Harrison's pace is so relentless. When you're behind him, I think Williams' plan is just going to be show my nose. And look, that's one of the riders coming up behind. That's not one of the leaders, I don't think. Beautiful livery of the 89 car. That is Ferk Schmidt. And I don't know if Williams has got the pace to attack unless Harrison makes a mistake. I mean, we've seen a few of those times. But
that could be it. That could be where he's, he could just be trying to stay, as close to Harrison as he can be, to then make sure that he is within, maybe not overtaking range, but at least lunging range. Well, no, because that's what he's doing, isn't it? He's lunging towards whenever he's got an opportunity to get into Harrison's spirits. That's what he's doing. So he'll want to sort of stick there and make sure that when he's there, he can capitalise.
And Uncle Steve I've heard a whoa in the background, and that is Drillsma really struggling to hold the lead against Leader. So we've still got this battle for second place as Drillsma goes round Luffield behind a caddy, and he's had to slow up and check up, and Leader's there. And I'll tell you what, Drillsma's cut his nose off there, so Leader's tucked in behind, but he's clearly managed to keep that momentum as they go into Cox, not quite side by side, tucked in behind Drillsma. I'm imagining it's a little lift and then straight back on the power, and they'll know where the 1Xs are here. But they're up with Harrison. So they're now working their way past Harrison as well. They've gone past Williams too. They're going round the outside of the shortcut down to the Wellington Straight. And it's just Leader just latched onto the back. Here we go. What do they do into Beckett's and Luffield? Down the inside. Leader's gone for the inside this time. Oh, I tell you what, Drillsma's forced the lock-up.
Just close the door, and he just
close the door. You're right. Oh, that's really that has really unsettled Leader in the back. What do you think? What do you think from Drillsma there? Too much?
Oh no, I think it was absolutely fine. He closed the door. There was no problems with that. I didn't see any issues there at all.
You're too kind. You're too kind. But the thing is, now we've got to see. I think Leader, somehow, even though he ended up losing that second place, it feels like he's got the pace to catch up. But look, Andy Flagg's 6 seconds down the road. He's really got away with it here, hasn't he?
He absolutely has. But he, like we've seen, he's moving through the Cadillac traffic, if you will, fairly well. He's staying safe. It's Leader, he's getting himself involved in the battles relentlessly as well, I must say. He's not giving up, and he's not losing any hope or any energy for that matter. But yeah, Flagg just doing well, just work his way through. I think he took advantage of some opportunities early on, and is now moving really well through the traffic that's presenting itself ahead.
Drillsma pulling a little bit of a gap away. It's about a second now, but we've got lap traffic ahead in the form of Mike Stoner in the 999 car. And he's a nice chap, is Mike, but he won't necessarily be the easiest person to lap. He's a professional magician, is Mike Stoner. Is he going to pull any tricks out of his hat? No, he seems to let Drillsma go by fairly. He's gone off. He's taking his time out. Yeah. Oh, by the way, is commentator's curse a real thing? Can we just do things? Hang on, let me try. Okay, let me try. Hang on. Andy Flagg is out in front of this race. Literally nothing can cost him the race win now.
Now we wait.
Puppets on a string. All right. Okay, so if we go back to Harrison and Williams, I think that's kind of settled down a little bit. So
yeah, I think that has. They've found themselves amongst a couple of. I think the Rileys are a bit further back. But yeah, the gap there is definitely at this point too big for Williams to be thinking about launching attacks on Harrison.
No, but they are finding themselves fighting cars that they're better than the driver, but the car has a bit more grunt and a bit more power.
That's the excitement, though, isn't it? That's the excitement about this. Is they're very good drivers, as we've seen tonight. They're both very aggressive drivers, and they're finding themselves, like you say, amongst cars that aren't as quicker, but they're maybe drivers that aren't as quick as.
As we see Stoner going off again, he's 4 laps down. Like, he should accidentally be further up. I'm just bitter because he hit me in practice. Okay, let's have a look at the battles for the lead. It looks like Drillsma has consolidated that second place. I'm looking down the grid for battles, and everyone's nicely spread out. Actually, there's a good one brewing here for 5th place between Kemp and Raskowitz. So Kemp in the Fanatec liveried car up the inside, really close to Raskowitz as well as they go into Beckett, looking for a move down the inside. Kemp, the South African, really close, nose to tail through Luffield. Oh no, huge accident up ahead. Do we know who that was? That's crazy.
9?
That was the 59 car. Who was that? That was Andrew Sexton ahead.
I've just clicked through, and coming across the screen, a flying car. Unbelievable scenes.
Yeah, so the Williams liveried Cadillac has just launched Andrew Sexton into the air. Looks like battle for 5th place is settled. Let's have a look at Barry Kemp then. Barry Kemp, the 24 car, trying to find a way past for 5th place, past Raskowitz in that beautiful Galaxy livery. Raskowitz now slightly hampered by a Cadillac, and it looks like Kemp's got a good run as they go through Cops, and they're going to have to brake hard for the shortcut to the Wellington Straits. And I've lost everyone. Andy Flagg has just been put out of this race, and he's recovered though. So who is that up behind him? That's not Drillsma. That's a car he's lapping at the moment. That is Adrian Clark, the Australian, in the red yellow bubbles car. How far do we have to go back before we get to Gregory Leader? Well, it's still a fair way back. And where's Drillsma? Drillsma's had a little bit of an off as well. No, I'm entirely wrong. The opposite of that, Alan. Drillsma has had a blinder. He's up behind Flagg, and I think Flagg's got damage. I think Flagg's got damage.
Oh, so Drillsma just hitting a Cadillac, which got ahead of Flagg, then veered into the side of a Cadillac, and Flagg has now regained the lead.
Okay, so Drillsma. That is the end of the race. So that is your race winner, is Andy Flagg, who made that. Has he crossed the line first? I think he has. And there's some proper violence going on after the flag. We do ask people to behave on the stream, but whether or not they respect that is another thing. Andy Flagg takes the race win, making it harder than it should be, and decides to give a nice old-fashioned punt to Andrew Saxton there, who has had a hell of... He's been launched again. This looks professional, doesn't it? We can forgive them. It's been a long night, Ellen, and they're letting off a bit of steam there. That is hilarious. Ellen, thanks for joining us on Missed Apex Podcast's Carnage Fest. I hope you've had a good time watching these cars. I certainly enjoyed competing in the F3 Cup and have enjoyed commentating on this. Fun Cup race, Carl Power doing donuts, but Sexton having none of it and punting him up in the air fully sums up the mood of the competitors at the end of this fantastic evening. Please subscribe and like this video. Search for us on Missed Apex Motorsport, and we will see you for round 5 of the Missed Apex F3 Cup. Follow Ellen at EllenEllard __ on Twitter. You can follow me at Spanners Ready and Chris at Chris on Racing. Our production Twitter account is at Missed Apex F1. Until we see you next, work hard, be kind, and have fun. This was Missed Apex Racing.